Lidow.com. Auto commentary number 40.
Alright guys, this is Lidow doing another auto commentary for the site, keeping up with my one commentary a week. Even though it doesn't seem like that, it truly is. I only do it on the weekends. So yeah. Alright, this last game I had Cadcraft. This game I have the other really well-known orc player with 4K Grubby. And it's a pretty good match. It gets sent to me through my email. Said it's a really good replay. I was like, I'm bored. It's 3 AM, so why not? And I watched it. It's pretty good. Pretty long too. And it's pretty close. I like those replays and such. Yeah, let's see. And of course, there's an undead player in it this time. So I guess I have to keep that streak of tons of undead replays on the site alive. So yeah, get the replay to the 1 minute mark, 1x speed, bungavore off. I'll be switching between the players just to see their gold now and then. There's a ton of obs chat in this. If you don't like that, you're just going to have to deal with it. It stops after a while though. Anyways, I don't really feel like blabbing on too much longer since it's a really long replay and I'll be talking for like 35 minutes still. Or is it more? I don't know. But it's pretty long, so we'll just get this going. You know the countdown stuff, so I won't bother. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. Alright, we'll start with Grubby. He's obviously the orc player, bottom right of Turtle Rock. Goes with the Farseer first, very, very common. He goes with the wolves, of course, trying to harass. Later on in the game, you'll see level 3 wolves that I've never really seen done to me before, and I really hope I never see have that happen to me. He shows very nice uses of those things later on. Normally, if I was playing a free-fall or something, I would never pick wolves. I really don't think they're that good, but I guess I might start changing my mind. Since I'm doing the big free-for-all competition, of course. And I'm doing it as random, so I've been getting on orc a lot lately. I don't know, I wasn't really choosing wolves before, but I might start doing that now after this replay. But anyways, I'll stop going too far ahead. So Hasu Obs is doing the normal fiend builder. He's not going to make a shop though. He will be making an Arabian tower though, knowing that the Farseer is going to come. I'm sure these two have played each other several times before. You would think they would have, so they probably know each other fairly well and know what to expect. Or, it's just the normal undead versus orc matchup itself that they're expecting. But Grubby's not going to harass at the start. He's just going to creep the little turtles outside his base. He wants his wolf to take the damage, so he had to rearrange some stuff. They attacked the hero instead. Maybe that's what he wanted, maybe not. Who knows? But anyways, you saw us out there creeping. I've seen a lot more orc players lately don't bother harassing the undead anymore. Pretty much all of them assume that they are going to have an Arabian tower, so why should I bother? Or they just wait a bit, then harass when they know that the undead is most likely attacking, where they can actually, do a lot of damage. And Grubby's going to continue creeping. Honestly, don't know why he lured the creeps out. Let's see, this sort of a hill advantage you can take advantage of. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just probably missing something. So, Obs is going to go creep. Still hasn't started attack yet. He's still expecting to harass, sort of. And, Grubby continues to creep. Pretty boring early on. They creep for a while. Let's see. More fiends. Yeah. Okay, there we go. We're going to finally see something, I think. Grubby's going to find out the undead's location. The undead just now start to attack. The wolf will see that, so I think Grubby's gonna, decide to go attack right now. Or is he creeping? No, yeah, he goes to attack. Hoping they can get a few acolytes killed off. That'll be a theme in this, killing acolytes. He really loves to do that. Oh no, wait, Grubby decides to go creep. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, Grubby's almost, getting it early, but he's almost going to be a tier 2. He'll add the Torn Chieftain, of course. He's a very common second hero. You all know why. For the great Shockwave and Chain Lightning combo and the awesome Aura. Not much still. Let's see, I think Hasu is off to attack now. Normally what an undead player would do is attack the orc pretty early, Also, it's probably the scout. But if they're doing the wyvern tech, right now would be a really nice time to attack, since the bestiaries will be just going up right now, and you can hopefully take them down. Since he was doing a bit of a delayed tech, he would have to stop the bestiaries for a little while, since he's not going to have web the instant they come out. So they could really do a little bit of harass on him. And you can also saw he ran his Death Knight over the creeps over this to hopefully get a creep jack. This is a fair set of creeps, and orcs can probably creep that this time. Yeah, they could, with 5 grunts and wolves. But he doesn't want to fight right now. There's too many grunts, wolves, farseer. He's not going to be able to handle it. Or at least handle it in a way he would like. He maybe would get like a grunt, but he might lose fiends. Definitely will lose all his mana. So, it's not worth it. He's going to run away. Grubby's going to start to creep here. He lures the creeps out. That's actually know why. It's because you want to be able to actually attack the berserkers. It's very difficult with pathing to go attack the berserkers right off the bat. But he's going to get creep jacked by Hasu Obs. And Grubby obviously does not want to stay. Getting beat on by pretty powerful creeps and fiends is not a good thing. Fortunately though, the undead backed off. He didn't want to try and creep that, knowing that Grubby would just come back and re-creep jack him. So Grubby will just gladly finish off the creeps here and get level 3 Farseer. I'm assuming he went wolves. I'm almost guaranteeing it. He picks up the Tome of Strength +2. Death Knight could have done that, but I think he missed it. The Death Knight's trying to chase. He sees a bunch of weak grunts, wants to coil them very badly, but the grunts are too fast for him apparently. Or, it's the pathing just screwed him over. So anyways, the undead wants to press his advantage, or not. He decides to run back. I think he should have possibly continued on right here, because there was a lot of weak grunts, but you had to run all the way back. I think he could have just sent his fiends back to finish the creeps. Then have the Death Knight try and coil a few of those grunts. So I think 2 of them were within that death range for a coil. Level 1 at least, since it's not level 3. If he would have had level 2 coil, I can guarantee you he would have went in there. But he wasn't probably really that sure that he could have got at least 2 grunts. If you're just going to get 1 grunt, I don't think you want to risk the chance of your Death Knight getting trapped in the burrows. Anyways, we're going to continue to creep. Death Knight, let's see, the Lich joins the army. He only wanted to creep the big turtle. I think he can see, he has the Watcher Ward, so I think he could see Grubby creeping right there. Yeah, he can. So he's like, oh, I'll go attack him. And creep check him and such. So yeah, he does that. And Grubby gets attacked right away. He uses the speed scroll to get the hell out of there, but he sees that the Death Knight's weak, he wants to kill him. Even though it could mean losing grunts, since the creeps are also still attacking him. But the Death Knight had a pot of invulnerability, so no dice. Or maybe there are some dice. No, he realizes there are none. And goes back to creeping, I think. Oh, no, maybe not. Yeah, he's gonna go back to creeping, but he'll get, again, creep jack, since the Death Knight may not be the army, but you still have the Lich, and he doesn't quite have enough mana for Frost Nova, but he will. So they're gonna see what they can do. There's not really anything that's weak enough to kill. And coming back obviously turned out to be a bad mistake, as the raiders are there. So the grunts and raiders, mates. If you listen to any of Maldner's commentaries against the undead, you know what that strategy is. But it's pretty common now to see grunts and raiders against the undead. You can see he uses ensnare a lot to pick off fiends, and possibly a hero if they were weak enough. But at this point in time, the Death Knight's not that overly weak, so he doesn't really want to bother. He'll just continue to focus on fiends. He did go with Shockwave first. Sometimes he will go War Stomp, but you're gonna have the Torn Sheet and be able to get in position constantly. And against really good players, I don't think it's that easy to do that. It's just easy to go for the sure thing in Shockwave. Maybe if you bought a boost of speed and got like a level 2 endurance, or you could do that without too much problems, but in this case and scenario, it's just easier with the Shockwave. So you can see that just Grubby is buying some items, gets a Dust of Appearance so we can reveal the burrowed fiends. has to realize this now since he clicked on the Farseer, saw what he bought with the watch reward, so I don't think he's going to be burrowing fiends too often. And if he does, he'll quickly learn. Grubby sees that his opponent still alls the dead, so doesn't really want to mess with the halls at the moment. Yeah, normally you don't see the undead tech this late, but since he knows it's grunts and raiders, having destroyers isn't really going to help him too much, since they're already sort of counter with the raiders there. But anyways, Grubby was creeping, the undead comes out. You can see there's a nice use of ensnare and the double AoE. The Death Knight's pretty much surrounded at this point, but there's a lot of skeletons that are going to be popped up since both heroes have wands and necromancy. So we're going to start seeing that soon. A few crit fiends are going down to the grunt focus fire, but nice coil there right in time. He is still using a burrow. There's not, so you can see there's a ton of skeletons everywhere. It's pretty cool. You can see the Farseer is trapped right now, so he has to teleport out. Grubby wasn't really able to do anything about the fiends that were burrowing though, since obviously there's too many skeletons blocking the pathing of the grunts, and he wouldn't have been able to get to them. And even if he did, it's kind of hard to kill a crit fiend that burrowed, since they might get extra armor. I couldn't tell you for sure, but I know they get extra health regeneration. I think it's like 4 health per second. That's a lot. And you add that to Unholy Aura, it's kind of hard to kill them. So regardless, it's back to creeping for us. You can see Grubby is sending 2 peons over to his natural to start an expansion. I'm pretty sure Odds is going to be... Nope, never mind. Can't see it right now. You can see him creeping, but not the expansion. That's odd. Anyways, he's going to start with the towers first. Then he's going to use the mini town hall, which is a very good item, I think. Some people say it's not worth it, and I think it's very, very worth it. Because, with that, that if even if they catch your expansion while it's building, it's going to go up regardless, so it's not much more of a safe bet type of thing. You can also see Hasu Out is going to start his expansion now, so they're both pretty much going to do it at the same time. And, just more creeping's been going on for a while. The chieftain has 2 talismans of evasion. He'll sell one of those eventually, since they don't stack. Unfortunately, they were pretty cool if they did stack, though. Could you imagine how much of a tank that Torn chieftain would be at level 6 with 2 talismans of evasion? Wow, that would be horrifying. Luckily, it doesn't stack, so he's only a hell of a tank instead of one, big mother, etc. So anyways, the expansion for the orcs done already. Has 2 towers. He used the fortified upgrade, which at this point in time is a huge help since, obviously fiends can't do full damage to them anymore. So this more creeping goes on. The Torn Chieftain gets True Shroud Aura. That's gonna help so much with grunts, raiders, a Torn Chieftain, and a Farseer. Hey, the Farseer benefits. I'm pretty sure he sells that too. He did sell the talisman, and I guess he'll keep the True Shroud Aura for now, since he is making a bestiary. Yeah, he has a bestiary. You can see it's upgrading liquid fire. So honestly, he'll be making some bats soon. And liquid fire is really, really strong if you think about it. You'll see it later on why it is so good. People really underestimate that. So, more creeping, more creeping. The undead is going to get the creep check. Grubby sent back weak units. Luckily, the undead didn't want to attack those, since he was just doing regular click. He wanted to get to the Farseer as fast as he possibly could, try and kill him, also try and get any sort of items. And he's in luck because he gets to kill off the level 7 turtle, gets healing horns. Which, at this point in the game, they're a very good job since the orc does not have anything that can dispel. So he was actually going to manually destroy those. You see the undead scouting with some skeletons. Let's see, he still has 2 wands on each hero. Those are always nice additional meat to your army. Undead wanted to try and creep that merchant. No luck for him. Let's see, does this do an expansion? Nope. The skeletons run into Grubby, so just a little bit. Oh, no. Nice job. He sent them in when we know the timer would run out. So no experience for you, Grubby. Let's see. Black Citadel finally started for Hasu Obs. You can see Grubby is starting to make Torn. I don't really think that needs any explanation. So we're going to continue with this creeping. I think pretty much the entire map gets crept, unfortunately. There's not much left, so don't worry about it. So yes, massive creeping. This is really hard to commentate when you do nothing but creep for, let's see, was it like 16 minutes? But yeah, you can see he's starting to make a lot of air units soon. He'll make about like 4 Wind Riders and 4 Bat Riders. Since fiends aren't really the greatest count in the world to a Wind Riders, especially when there's a bunch of grunts, torns, and raiders in your face, the wyverns tend to go unnoticed. And they do a decent amount of damage, I would suppose. So Grubby looks like he wants to go attack now. You can see he has the level 2 wolves still. He's going to go in there. Gonna go out to that Nubian tower first. Don't want that in there, but the undead player is gonna teleport in. The undead wanted to try and save the Nubian tower. That was really, not gonna happen. Grubby teleports the hell out of there. So it was just trading expansions, but Grubby wins since he did get a ziggurat and it had a Nubian tower on it to, help out even more. You can see Grubby is currently towering Hasu Obs. He did a bit of a bad job placing the tower as it was in view of Hasu Obs. Just barely though, it's right on the edge if you put the fog of war back on, so it didn't work out. If you would have built it like 1 or 2 to the right, it probably would not have been discovered and you would have got the towers off nicely. But didn't work. Oh wow, that Lich is stacked. Talismans of Evasion, Healing Wards, Kegyar's Gale of Health. Man, you can almost consider that dude a tank right now. So you can see more creeping goes on. The Death Knight runs away so he doesn't take away experience from the Lich. That's a nice move. Let's see, Grubby's gonna come back now. He wants to try and take down the expansion, but he sees there's a Crypt Fiend rallied, so pretty much you can tell when a rally unit comes along. You can pretty much tell where your opponent is, and I'm pretty sure Grubby realizes it right now, knowing that he's probably right below him creeping the big expansion. Hey, he sees aboms too. Cool. Good old experience trains. So he probably figures at this point it's too late, but the undead is going to come in, so he definitely knows it's too late now. The undead does not want to lose that abomination, so he's just going to teleport out. He did lose a Crypt Fiend though before he got out, so yeah, I tried to think of something funny for that, I couldn't. Disease Cloud was just researched. I really think that's an underrated skill. It's okay, I think. I should just, maybe Blizzard should just like reduce the cost of wood on that. Anyways, doesn't matter. More fighting goes on. Grubby wanted to take down the expansion of the undead. He got one of the ziggurats down, but the undead teleports right on top of him. Now personally, I don't think that was a good decision, but it works out. See, normally when you have a bunch of Crypt Fiends, you don't want to teleport right next to grunts, raiders, and torn, when they have bloodlust too, I think. Do they? Actually, no they don't. But regardless, you're still going to get hurt, so I would teleport probably to the lower left of the Acropolis, so you can at least try and get your self positioned. Although then you're subject to getting hit, pretty much every unit getting hit by a shockwave. So I don't really think it's a win-win situation. Personally, I'd rather suffer the shockwave than put my fiends right next to the grunts and torn. But that was his call and he made it. So Grubby heals up. Still has that true Shador. It benefits 2 units now. Well, 1 unit and 1 hero, but I'll just call it a Farseer unit. Just because I can. You can see it still has Disease Cloud on him. It doesn't really have work on heroes. It just slows the region a tad. Okay, Skeleton scouted out Grubby's expansion again. Or for a first time, couldn't tell you. The Undead's going right into high upkeep. He isn't really thinking about it. That'll turn out to help Grubby a bit later on. That he was pretty much aggressive with his units. Wants to get as much of an advantage as possible. You can see he went over with the Crypt Lord being added in more statues. He's definitely wanting to make destroyers since he'll have 5 statues. You don't make 5 statues to just reach in all your health and mana. Obviously. And let's see, Grubby's going to finish off the creeps at the south. I didn't realize that the Undead did not finish those off, but good for Grubby. I'm pretty sure he did get the big one though, so that's all that matters. And Grubby gets level 5 off of it, and a nice little Ogre Magi for Bloodlust on Taurns and Grunts and Raiders. And the Wind Rider if he chooses to. Or he can just do it randomly, that works too. And he again wants to go right after that expansion. You can see he has the level 3 wolves now. I said earlier that they make a pretty huge difference. They take down you'll see later on when it gets really interesting. You see they're both going for each other's expansions. Each of them are pretty much equally hard to take down, but Grubby had just a little bit less amount of units. Did he just lose a Tauren to towers? I think so. That's not good. But anyways, he wants to go save his expansion. He doesn't want to risk the Undead just in case teleporting back in to save his after he lost his own and such. So anyways, the fight's going on. You have massive fiends, abominations, and destroyers versus grunts, raiders, and wind riders. Let's see, the Lich died actually, wow. And the Undead has to get the hell out because he's getting tore apart. Because Tauren with the Bloodlust are much more effective than abominations, obviously. And since the Grubby did a nice job teleporting right on his ass, so to speak, he really had no choice but to get out of there. He at least got the Farseer killed off though. But he gave more experience to the Chieftain. So, yeah. Both players don't really have enough gold. Let's see. Right now the Farseer is going back up. Suabs only has 38 gold from going right into high upkeep. If he had stayed at 80, he would have had enough gold to go back into high upkeep right away, but whatever. Grubby also did the same at that point, I think, so. Or he was forced to by picking up the Ogre Magi. Not sure. But basically right now they all want to rebuild. Each one are going to try and expand again. Grubby didn't bother getting the mini town hall because he knew that the Undead's going to probably just regroup for a while, so it'd be pretty safe to just, get the cheaper way. And he'll just have 4 PNs just run it. It's really not too bad of a walk from there. And you won't really have to think about it later. You can see the Acolytes go to the north. I don't know why he sent them away. Maybe there's a foul play there. I'm not sure. Maybe the Watcher Ward was able to see the Tauren Chieftain going up. Not exactly sure. Wow, I just noticed as you put the highlight onto the player, you don't see the observer chat. Man, I'm slow. Oh well. Hopefully you didn't have the observers the entire time, because I remember they talk a lot. But I think they stopped at this point. Or maybe I actually, maybe they're still talking, but I just hadn't played realized. I don't know. I'm too lazy to look into it again either. Yeah. Anyways, the Undead wants to go attack now. He's at 80 food. Grubby's at 73. He thinks he has an advantage since he has 3 heroes, and he can pretty much kill the Farseer instantly. He gets lucky, gets a Tauren that was walking around, and he got the PNs too. Gonna kill that Tauren right away with the nuke and just focus fire. So here we go, we have a fight. Some snares going off on abominations. Really nice shockwave. Got the entire back line of Hasuabs. The Tauren right now are just pretty much trying to beat up the Crypt Lord. He's a pretty easy target since the Death Knight's generally trying to coil the other heroes on the other side, so my Crypt Lord dies a lot too. So the Tauren were getting beat apart since they're trying to go after the abominations while the fiends just and the destroyers beat on them easily. So he should have probably just sent the melee right to the back lines, got rid of the fiends, and then go after the abominations, or you can try and ensnare any of the destroyers if he had any raiders left. But that didn't happen. He's pretty much lost his entire army. He's not going to lose his Tauren chieftain at least. Trying to pick off as much units as he can. As far as it's really hurt, so he had to run him home. The chieftain has to run. Pretty much, you can see right now, pretty much everything is gone. Let's see. So, there you have it. Right now, the undead's obviously a huge advantage as Grubby's 27 food, undead 71 food. So, this could spell doom for Grubby. He only has 2 peons on the coal mine. Man, they're slow. Wow. That's really cool. They're bad for the orc player, but I don't really care. So anyways, the destroyers decided to follow in, try and pick off that Wind Rider, since they do extra damage to him and all. But they're gonna get the hell out of here now, since there's burrows. And burrows really, really hurt. And that one destroyer that died figured that out pretty quickly. So right now Grubby has his original expansion getting attacked. There's nothing he can do about this. He does not have the units to protect it. So he's just gonna forfeit it and let the undead spend time trying to take it down for a while. And he's gonna tower up his other one. You know, lots of towers that have fortified armor and do very nice damage very fast. Are scary. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can figure that out on your own though. Has a wolf thing, so it doesn't look like it. So the undead's expanding it again. There we have it. The wolf thing has started. You can see the level 3 wolves, since they're invisible, they can run right to the mine without being detected for a while, and they really, really hurt the acolytes. And Grubby's going to pretty much constantly do this. He does it over and over and over. It's crazy. Eventually the towers take down the wolves, but it takes a hell of a long time, and pretty much Grubby gets at least 2 acolytes every time, although that time he only got 1, but usually he's getting 2. You can see he's already sending more wolves over. You can see he's towering up his expansion big time. He knows that he can't really win with the units right now, since he learned that pretty well last battle, that he just can't take down the undead army at this point in the game without having a huge tech up and such. So he just wants to defense up, and he wants to try and take down that mine and just hope that the undead, you know, was in high upkeep and does not have a lot of gold to rebuild. And he knows the undead can't really do too much to towers, since pretty much no one makes meat wagons, and he can just take them down fairly easily with like a Tauren chieftain and wolves and such. So the undead player is just beating on Grubby's base. Goes after the bestiary first. He's gonna take that down without too much of a problem. Let's see, there's 2 barrels loaded up in the watchtower, something that you don't want to go into. The farseer gets impaled, nuked. He's gonna run away, he'll live for now. Undead, kind of reluctant to go in there. Really does not want to deal with the towers. Still wants to kill that farseer though, but he's not gonna get anything right now. You can see, yeah, more wolves are going out there, trying to kick some ass, aren't they? And they're very good at doing that. So, you know, it's just a matter of trying to micro the acolytes. The undead's not going to be able to do anything else if he's trying to save his acolytes. You can see right now that 4 of them got slaughtered there, so he has to rebuild that. Look at his gold, he only has 150 since he's still in high upkeep. So every acolyte that Grubby kills is really a huge hit, because it takes a long time to mine 75 gold when you're only getting 4 every time. If it wasn't for that expansion in the north, the undead player would be in a huge amount of trouble right now. Even though he has a huge army, it takes a lot to take down towers and burrows. when you don't have meat wagons. So the other player's just slowly picking away at Grubby's base. Grubby's just trying to remake his army again. Grubby does not know about that expansion to the north. If he had, I can guarantee you the wyverns would be heading over there right now and dealing some damage, or the wolves at least. You can see the Torn Tone is trying to get taken down. Before the Torn gets out, it will get out in time, so Hasuabs backs off from it. Doesn't want to take any more damage, but he's going to go back out there again. He really doesn't want to see any more Torn. Personally, I wouldn't care, since he has Frost Worms, a Frost Worm, 3 Destroyers, and enough meat to handle them. Hey, the wolves are back over there again. You can see it becomes really annoying for the undead to deal with that. And try to, take down Grubby's base. Let's see, he's going to continue taking down the base. Going to go for the barracks this time. One of the grunts gets out, and he'll survive. So that's one more unit for Grubby. And you can see he's starting to make Bat Riders finally. He had Liquid Fire upgraded, but he never made a Bat Rider for it. He was planning to, but he never had the opportunity. You see the undead's pretty much got all of the outsides of Grubby's base gone. All that's really left are those burrows and towers. And another watchtower going up. The wolves go right back to the expansion. They're able to do. They didn't really do too much damage this time. Well, actually, they have. Maybe gonna get that one. Maybe. No. Oh, one hit away. Too bad. So sad. You can see Grubby's making even more towers with his natural expansion. So that'll be... I can't count. 7. 7 towers. Maybe we can get lucky with that. You see the undead still has a shade at Grubby, so he knows where his army is at all times. Oops. I accidentally pushed something I was supposed to push, so if I sound like I'm in a bad spot, oops. I'm at 31 minutes, 57 seconds. Hopefully that wouldn't be too big of a deal. And so the Frostworm got attacked by a Bat Rider, and the Frostworm doesn't really hurt. He's a little bit angry, but he's not really hurt. He can just get coiled anyways. So, Bat Riders against Frostworms, not good. At least I think if you use Unstable Concoction, you don't give any experience. I'm not entirely sure on that. I don't really care. I'm pretty sure you don't get any experience for it. So the peons were chopping wood. They get caught. They get killed. Grubby really needed those peons because he's wickedly low on wood. He's at 80. And you can see he chopped all the wood in the back of his base, so he has to go long range, or he can just have to start doing it as expansion, which he is doing. Let's see, the undead player wants to go try and attack that expansion, I think. He gets greeted by a tower from the trees. He's going to go check that other main area to see if Grubby expanded there. He'll just go creep this now. Let's see. The Crypt Lord will get experience from it. I can get level 3 off it even. That's not bad. And a Hood of Cunning, which goes with the Crypt Lord probably. So the Crypt Lord has 1125 health at level 3. If you had picked up that tome, he could have had 1175. But he doesn't really believe in picking up tomes. They're evil or something. Or he knows that the Grubby was running somewhere, so doesn't want to waste that precious 0.2 seconds or however much it is to pick it up. So since Grubby's out of his base, Hasu is thinking, hey, that means I can take down the main. And that's what he's going to do. There's a Bat Rider there. The Bat Rider's going to say, no way, Mon. And get out. So, let's see. Grubby goes off to attack Hasuab's expansion. He thinks it's the only expansion right now. And he's going to tear down an Acropolis without any fear. And since that's gone, he can't remake any acolytes to go there without having them run a long ass way home. So he's gonna quickly take down those towers and the mine itself. Although he doesn't really have to take out the mine. Currently, what he's doing is he wants to make sure the undead cannot expand at all anymore. So by doing it, he's always going to go to the Black Citadel next. He thinks if he takes that down, in his current position, the undead will have no mines and no way of making another mine. So, he thinks if he does this, it'll be pretty much good game because the undead won't be able to take down his expansion with the bazillion towers he's making. Unfortunately for him, he did not scout the mine in the upper right. So that's going to come back to haunt him because he doesn't take down the Black Citadel. So he almost does, I think. The undead realizes what Grubby was doing, so he's going to teleport in. I think he's sort of, trying to fake him out into believing that he doesn't have an expansion, which is obviously a great help for him since Grubby won't bother scouting. Or, he just wants to see his Black Citadel. Whatever he goes for, it's good for me. But right now, Grubby finally realizes there was an expansion up there. He's probably thinking, crap. But there's a wolf with GG there, so it's all good. He gets to take down one acolyte before the cooldown ends him. Grubby ran all the way back to his main to use his shop. That was not the best idea in the world, as he's probably going to lose a Torn for doing that. He'll lose something for sure. Or maybe not. Maybe. There's a Torn left behind. Yeah, he's screwed. That Torn's good as dead. And the Torn Chieftain taking a very big beating. Maybe the Torn will live. Who knows? He just seems to focus on that Chieftain who is 8 experience away from level 6. And oh no, he walked into the towers of... Ouch. Down goes the Chieftain. It's too bad that there wasn't another pair of wolves up there a few seconds earlier. If they would have killed just one more acolyte, that would have been level 6 Chieftain, and that would have been pure hell right there. So one acolyte can truly make a difference. Just like oh, never mind. I could just do a little corny one vote to make a difference thing right here, but I'm too lazy. And I don't think it's really that funny anymore. So anyways. Yeah, the undead has meat wagons, cool. You can actually take down towers now. It's just they're fortified, they'll take extra damage than their normal heavy armor where they don't really do too much to the towers. Except, not get hit, they don't really do too much damage. Which I think is extremely annoying for to get tower rushed. Wagons don't really do a good job early on against towers. So anyways, obviously Grubby doesn't want those wagons there, so he's going to try and have the wolves take them out. But that's not going to work out too well. And he just fed the Lich at level 6, so the Lich has Death and Decay, so you can really put a hurting on the towers now with Death and Decay. But he didn't have any acolytes as expansion. It's too bad the wolves weren't able to finish that baby off. If they had, the acolytes did not have the gold to rebuild it. They would have had to unsummon things, and that would have made a huge difference later on. So anyways, you can see that there's a shade fell on the Death Knight. That's mainly for purposes of scouting the wolves. He also sees there's air around. Grubby wanted to use those areas to try and take out the Black Citadel, and he would have done that without any trouble if he would have gotten them there. He's just running around though. He's afraid the undead's hiding in his main, so he doesn't want to risk losing all he had for that. Sending out a peon. The peon dies. Didn't give level 7 to Death Knight. He was already level 7 probably. So the Lich is standing out there. It's time to initiate Death and Decay. He goes right off on the trees. Also helps out the undead a lot, giving them a little opening to work with. Since it was really hard to take down those towers, since he didn't really have anything that would give him money. He had shades, so that doesn't work out. He just wanted to place it there for the hell of it, I think. Unfortunately, he wasn't using hold position, so he loses the destroyer for that. But he's able to take down some of the towers now with the meat wagons and the combo of Death and Decay. Death and Decay really kind of does hurt the Farseer a bit. It takes away 25 health every time he stays in there for a second. That's not too shabby. And the fiends are getting hurt from it too. And they're trying to mass repair that one tower. Ouch, Nova hurts. So yes, Grubby's losing some right there. He's just trying to desperately hold on, hoping he can get a torn chieftain back out and deal some damage. Still wants to take those wagons down. He knows the the undead doesn't have much gold since he constantly has to remake acolytes. And he's probably figuring he was at high upkeep for a really long time, since he was able to beat Grubby's high upkeep army. So you can see he's going to send over those 3 wyverns and bat rider right to the expansion. They're going to easily be able to take that down. So there's not going to be any mine for the undead player for I think pretty much the rest of the game once they're there, since he probably doesn't have enough gold to rebuild it. And if he did rebuild it, he would have to suffer a huge loss of buildings, which, you know, if it ever turned into a base race, wink wink, that could be a big problem. So there you have it. He unsummoned the buildings first, so you know, that's very smart move, because now he can actually rebuild it if he needs to. The undead's going to race back with a Death Knight Lich, try and save the acolytes from the area, and it's coming back to a rebound and kill them off. Grubby was probably thinking that he would do that, so he did a nice job of running most of his Arians away, but he must have forgot to hotkey that one wyvern, so he gets left behind, and he's going to get killed off right there to a Frost Nova. So the rest of the area units are going to try and start plucking away at the main base of the undead. Now that the Dead Knight and Lich are gone, the wolves are pretty much able to do whatever the hell they want to those meat wagons, as long as they don't get dispelled. I think one meat wagon is going to go down right here. It's about to die. There we have it, right now. You can see the Arians are still doing some damage. They're going to run back though. They're really, really hurt right now. Oh no, the Lich sees them. Frost Nova, good game to the bad. No, I can't think of anything good for a Batman joke. I'm sure Dalmar will do that one day for you guys. I'm just not one to do it. So anyways, the Torn Chieftain, he's back. Back again. I think I'll play Eminem right here. So anyways, undead player's gonna go after the expansion yet again. Grubby, let's see, let's check the food count. You can see the undead still has a huge advantage, but if he was to ever lose that meat wagon, that could be a huge problem, or if he was to ever re-lose that expansion, that'd be a huge problem since he's rebuilding it right now. One of the ghouls gets ritualed, so Death and Decay goes off yet again, and since there was hurt peons, it kills off 2 of them right away. So Grubby's first to go back to repair. He's going to go attack the main of the undead, hoping to do some damage. He's going to go Earthquake right away. The Citadel will go down, so there's going to be no more acolytes being able to be made. So if he sends over wolves over to the expansion again at the north, this could be interesting. And if he was to ever kill off that meat wagon, it could be really interesting, since that's what his only hope is right now. It's a pretty good one too. So he's going to get the hell out of there. Does not want to risk losing any more units besides that Grunt and Torn. So he uses Scroll of Speed. Nice impels are going off though, trying to slow down the army of Grubby. The Chieftain's getting focused on again, but he did get level 6, so he's going to die twice. Oh no, there's a Lich. Where did he come from? Yeah, he knowed that Torn good. Go Lich, go. So an impale goes off. Let's see, what's the... why didn't the Torn Chieftain go with it? Anyways, the Farseer died off. So that was a huge blow to Grubby. He really did need that Farseer. You can see that there's still a Bat Rider alive. It's able to take down the mine. Maybe, maybe not. You can see there's a second one taking down the main. So what Asu Oz decided to do is send a fiend to each area and take down that Bat Rider. All he has the rest of his units take down the main of Grubby. And all Grubby has is the Torn Chieftain. So are we going to have some like Mad Cad X2 crash style here with the Gosu Torn Chieftain, or will the undead prevail? You can see the Bat Rider, he got the mine down to 3 health. So much luck right there to the undead. And you can see that our Bat Rider died. I think. No, he lived. He's saying, "Yo, man, I want to take down your expansion." And he does that right here. Goodbye. So, it's a base race. Let's see. Grubby is trying to hide stuff everywhere. You can see he's hiding burrows here and there. He doesn't really have enough money to do this, though. Gonna go right after the main. Let's see. The undead isn't really able to hide. He doesn't really have too much gold in the world. He only has 124. So, undead's going to try to save his main base from the Tauren Chieftain. Chieftain's beating everything up. Bat Ray is able to take down that slaughterhouse on his own for now. In come Death Knight. Gonna quill off the Tauren first, because it's the first thing you want to be able to kill easily. So you want to get rid of the easier thing first. Overall, he'll stop the damage. Let's see. I think the Tauren Chieftain also. No, never mind. He always had that shockwave. So you can see he's beating the buildings down. The Tauren Chieftain is able to live for a little bit longer. He's just going to continue to beat it. Wait for him to get killed off. Then he can go shockwave more. Undead rebuilding the necropolis. So actually, he did have the gold for that. He just summoned it. Nice shockwave there. Gets the ziggurat down. Graveyard's going to go down. But Grubby is about to lose his units. He's the only unit with the Tauren Chieftain. Does one last shockwave. But Grubby does not have any units, so this is over. Barring some sort of peon miracle. But we all know that's never going to happen. So that's good game. The undead win. Hooray. Well, anyways, I'll just end this now. Drop a comment off at the reply, or in the little audio section. You know what it is. Just drop a comment, please. And you can still request songs and such. So yeah, I'm done. Later.